Now, just imagine a situation where you got your communication trained, you're razor sharp in your communication, you're receiver oriented in your communication, and you got good memory. That means you don't have to use a paper or a slide every other time. See, right now I'm talking to you, and in all this time, I've not used a piece of paper at all. So, therefore, if you can get your communication and your ideas stacked, and that is giving you an attitude called as self confidence. Now, what is self confidence? Self confidence is your ability to get the right idea in the right situation to the right person at the right time. The moment you don't get an idea in the right time, then you say, I've got a bad memory, or my self confidence is very low. So, therefore, it is not that. Self confidence is your ability of confidence. You're confident from within, and that happens because you got good memory and you're able to communicate effectively. So, therefore, many people say, my confidence is very low. I'm nervous. They go for an interview and they say they're nervous. Now, it's not the question of nervousness, or they go to a stage to talk and they say they don't want to talk, and this because they say they are nervous. Now, this is what very ordinary people say. But what behavioral science says is that it's not the question of nervousness, it is a comfortability, it's a comfort zone. For instance, at certain situations, you are absolutely comfortable and you handle that situation, but certain situation you're not comfortable and you're not able to handle that situation, and you say I'm nervous. So it's not the question of nervousness, it's the question of you expanding your comfort zone. For instance, if you have a younger brother, you sound like Hitler. You're very tough, very strict. Some people, you're sounding absolutely tough, arrogant. But the same you, if you meet your managing director, you're not able to express yourself. If you meet the chairman, you're feeling jittery. Or if you meet the prime minister of country, you're absolutely nervous. And probably you meet another international personality, and man, you'll be brought up in a stretcher. Now, why are you displaying different personalities in different situations? You might say, I'm nervous. It's not the question of nervousness, it is the question of your comfort zone. If you're so comfortable with few people, what does it not make you to become comfortable? So, if you want to have all the people to be talking, expressing comfortably, you need to expand your comfort zone. So, the moment you're expanding your comfort zone, then you fear none because you're talking from your self esteem and from your confidence. So, therefore, you need to constantly work on your comfort zone expansion. Now, what is this comfort zone? Let's say you're going to give a public talk and you're very scared, and immediately people will go to a public speaking institution, and the public speaking institution will give you so many do's and don'ts, so many physiological corrections. Well, we say public speaking cannot be trained in isolation. If you want to be a good public speaker, it's all about expanding your comfort zone. Now, public speaking is what? Expanding your comfort zone, getting the public into your comfort zone, and then talking to them. But if the public is out of your comfort zone, then you feel nervous. So, therefore, never ever go in isolation or only to develop your public speaking skills. No, you cannot develop your public speaking skills. You need to develop your attitudinal skills and attitude, and then you find your comfort zone expanding. Why is this comfort zone expansion very important? Let's say right now you are in a position, a situation in life, you're absolutely comfortable. Now you want to do something new. So you get out of your comfort zone. The moment you get out of the comfort zone, you feel absolutely insecure. Fear grips into you, fear of the unknown. And then what you do, you generally come back again to your comfort zone. Have you ever experienced growth? No. But if you get out of the comfort zone and be in that feared zone for some time and then get familiarized with that situation, acquire the knowledge and the skill and the attitude, and then you find your competence is expanded, then over a period of time, this fear zone becomes a learning zone and it expands your comfort zone. Then again, you take another challenge and then you go out. You feel a bit nervous, weak, but you know, this fear is because I need to develop my competence of knowledge and skill and attitude, and then over a period of time this fear zone will become my learning zone, and then my comfort zone expands. So every time it is stepping out of your comfort zone, and every time that fear zone is overcome by learning zone, then you feel your comfort zone is absolutely expanded. Then you feel your responsibility, there's no limit to your responsibility. You want to accelerate, you want to achieve many many more things in life, because now you have developed the thirst of a man-eating tiger. Why does a tiger become a man-eater? When does a tiger become a man-eater? The moment it tastes human blood, it wants only human blood. That's why they shoot a tiger, because it never settle for anything. So therefore, if you have achieved success, if you have tasted success, you always want to maximize yourself. You want to be growth oriented. So here, self confidence plays a very important role, and self confidence is a result of training your communication and your memory, which is a part of your attitudinal skills and your positive mental attitude. Now, the moment you got your self confidence, and one more trait that you develop as a result of developing a self confidence is called as enthusiasm. Now, enthusiasm is a magic potion for success. If you find people are very, very successful, you will find they're absolutely enthusiastic. Now, enthusiasm is taken from two Greek words, which mean entheos, in God. That means when you're doing an act which is selfless, noble, and divine, your best is going to come. That's why they say nothing great in this world was ever achieved without enthusiasm. Enthusiasm brings accomplishments, lack of it brings alibis. So, therefore, enthusiastic people are high level, excited people. You find all these great achievers, you'll find one thing that is common in them is they have got enthusiasm. And all other people are mediocres, they are just dragging the life on. So, if you want to experience success, you need to be enthusiastic. So, enthusiasm is a result of self confidence, and self confidence is a result of your attitudinal skills, which is your communication and memory. And because attitudinal skills are based out of your positive attitude, you're an optimistic person.